I've owned more phone cases than I can count, rugged ones that make a phone feel like a brick, slim ones that barely seem to do anything, and even those flashy cases with built-in pop sockets or wallet compartments. But I had never come across something like the Arc Pulse before. It wasn't just another case. In fact, it hardly looked like a case at all. It was something else entirely, something that defied every expectation I had about phone protection. The first time I laid eyes on it, my instinctive reaction was pure skepticism. Two sleek, precisely machined aluminum bumpers, one hugging the top of the phone, the other securing the bottom with nothing in between. No plastic shell wrapping around the sides, no thick cushion absorbing the back, no lip protruding over the display. It was almost laughable. How is this supposed to protect anything? I had seen my fair share of minimalist cases before, those ultra-thin, nearly invisible ones that promise protection but leave your phone feeling just as vulnerable as going caseless. But this was different. The Arc Pulse wasn't just thin, it was barely there. It felt more like an accessory than a case, like a futuristic armor upgrade rather than something meant to keep a device safe. It looked undeniably cool, but was it actually practical? That was the question I couldn't shake. My curiosity only grew when I saw Arc Pulse teasing their upcoming case for the Galaxy S25. While that model wasn't available yet, the company had already established itself with versions for the Galaxy S24 series, Google Pixel 9 series, and various iPhones. There was something about the design that was so outlandish, so unconventional, that I had to try it for myself. When the Arc Pulse arrived, I'll admit, I spent a good few minutes just turning it over in my hands. The material alone told me this wasn't some cheap gimmick. Made from aircraft-grade aluminum 7075-6, the metal had a lightweight yet impossibly sturdy feel, like something designed to survive extreme conditions. The inside, however, was lined with a soft elastomer inlay, preventing metal-on-glass contact while ensuring the case wouldn't slide off. When I finally snapped it onto my Pixel 9, I was surprised by how secure it felt. It clicked into place with satisfying precision, perfectly hugging the device without any wiggle room. It was, in a word, seamless. But the question still lingered in my mind: would this actually work if I dropped it? It didn't take long to find out. The first drop was accidental, one of those moments where your phone slips from your pocket in the middle of a routine movement, giving you just enough time to register what's happening before impact. And of course, it landed on the worst possible surface, rough concrete. That familiar, heart-dropping clack of metal and glass against pavement made me wince. In that split second before picking it up, I braced myself for the worst. I had seen what concrete could do to an unprotected phone: cracked screens, chipped corners, even warped aluminum frames. But when I turned the Pixel 9 over in my hand, I was stunned. No cracks. No shattered glass. No visible damage. The phone was perfectly fine. The Arc Pulse had worked. That was the moment I realized this case wasn't just about looks, it was engineered to protect. Unlike traditional cases that try to absorb impact through bulk and padding, the Arc Pulse took a different approach. It shielded the most vulnerable points of the phone, the edges and corners, redirecting the force of impact away from the fragile display. Instead of relying on thick materials to cushion the fall, it leveraged smart physics and durable construction to deflect damage before it could reach the screen. It was a revelation. After that first drop, my confidence in the Arc Pulse only grew. I tested it in different scenarios: accidental slips from my desk, fumbles onto hardwood floors, even the dreaded moment when I absent-mindedly let my phone slide off my lap while getting out of the car. Each time, the result was the same: my Pixel 9 remained unscathed. That's not to say the Arc Pulse is perfect for everyone. If you're someone who throws your phone in a bag full of keys, you might prefer a case with full body coverage to protect against scratches. If you work in environments where drops are frequent and brutal, like a construction site, you might want something with extra bulk. And if you're the kind of person who insists on built-in kickstands, wallet flaps, or MagSafe compatibility, this isn't the case for you. But if you're like me, someone who loves the feel of a naked phone but still wants protection against catastrophic drops, the Arc Pulse is a game changer. It provides the security of a case without the bulk, offering an almost magical balance of form and function. I went from a skeptic to a believer in one accidental drop. And now? I don't think I'll ever go back.